Hello and welcome back to History Adulan. Today we are going to start with the new lesson from 9th standard Political Science, Democracy in the Contemporary World. Right from the ancient time, there were different forms of government. Like monarchic form of the government was the most popular form, by which kings were the head of the state and they were ruling the kingdom or the empire. As time changed, there were different types of government adopted in different parts of the world, like communism, socialism, republican form of government, dictator type of government, etc. Presently, in India, we have adopted a democratic form of government. But in the world, there are two types of democracies. One, presidential democracy, and second, parliamentary democracy. Each government have its own features. Likewise, democratic form of government also have its own features. The constitution, which is a set of rules and regulations or the laws, is said to be the supreme book by which the form of government is regulated. In this constitution, it gave people the supreme power. People are treated to be sovereign. Why? Because they have right to vote. This suffrage right is given to the citizens of India who have completed 18 years of age. And people can choose their representatives and send into the government. And thus, the government in return look for the welfare of individual and the state. That's why we call democratic government as responsible government. Democratic government is based on performance. If the government does betterment or the development work and the welfare works, then there are chances of re-electing that government in the next tenure. Same way, if they are not performing well, then they have to sit home. That is a simple calculation. So that's why we call democratic government is based on performance. We have multi-party system in our democratic countries. If you think of India, we have several national as well as regional parties. Next, we have a choice. Being there is a multi-party system, there is a choice, and people can same time show their disappointment, dissatisfaction against the government through press, through media, or through strikes, protests, movements, etc. So this is what the people have more freedom in a democracy, and if they are not comfortable with the government, they can raise a voice against the government. So that is what the important feature of the democratic government. People being most important factor in a democratic country, most of the countries were attracted towards this form of government and they started adopting this democracy. After the World War II, majority of the countries adopted democracy as their form of government. And India also adopted democracy after gaining independence in the year 1947. Chile is a country in Latin America, which was ruled by Salvador Allende. His government became popular since he implemented some of the schemes for children like free milk. Secondly, free education. Thirdly, distribution of land to the landless people, and also opposed to the multinational companies in his countries. So this factor made him popular amongst his common masses, but same time he was opposed by the rich and the landlords. And since they plotted a military coup means overthrowing of the government through military action. Augusto Pinochet was a military general in Chile. He, through conspiracy and violence, overthrew Allende's government. He severely punished and also he killed most of the supporters of Allende government. He ruled Chile for next 17 years. But after 17 years, in the year 1988, he felt that he is popular and he is not being opposed by the people. But actual reason for not opposing was a fear in the mind about this dictator. But he thought he was popular, and that's why he decided to undergo an opinion poll called referendum. So in the year 1988, this referendum was conducted, and the results of this referendum were shocking. Pinochet lost the opinion poll, and thus he had to came down from the power. Later on, he was imprisoned and executed. That was the end of dictatorial government in Chile. In 2006, the new democratic presidential elections were held, and same year Michelle Bachelet became first woman defense minister of Chile. She was daughter of Albert Bachelet. Albert Bachelet was ex-military general of Chile during the time of Salvador Allende. He did not support Augusto Pinochet, that's why he was killed, and Michelle Bachelet and her mother were imprisoned for several years. Michelle Bachelet was a promoter of peace and harmony. She did not took a revenge against Pinochet, but she always said hatred increases with hatred and reduces with the love, care and peace and harmony. Now let's see what was the political condition in Poland. Poland, which is a European country which was ruled once by a communist party called Polish United Workers' Party. No other political parties were allowed to form and organize. Even the workers' union were banned. The leaders were not chosen by the people, but the leaders were fixed. Somewhere on 14th August 1980, there broke out strikes in shipyard company, in which a crane operator and some women were dismissed. Since later on this strike was joined by one of the electricians called Lech Walesa, who became leader of the workers in Poland, and he organized all the workers in the country. Lech Walesa became powerful ruler of the workers. He united all the workers from Poland, and he formed the first workers' union in any communist country. More than 1 crore members joined this union, and they demanded higher wage and improvement of workers' condition in the country. So they had a meeting with the government, and they signed an agreement of 20-point program improving the condition of workers. Jaruzelski was the leader of communist government in Poland. He did not like the way workers were united and they were asking for their rights. Since he decided to curtail and suspend the civil liberties of common people in Poland. With this, the right to express opinion and freedom of press was curtailed. Same time, somewhat by 1988, Poland's economy was in decline, and they went for a first general elections. After this general election, people of Poland voted for the new party and elected Lech Walesa as their new president of Poland. So with this, there was a government of the workers. So with this, we studied and compared two different countries of two different continents, one Chile in America and one Poland in Europe, how the forms of government were different and how they were governed.
Now let's see
history of the beginning of democracy in the world. France became independent in 1789 with French Revolution. It overthrew the French monarchic government. It was a fight against social inequality, and it got the principles of liberty, equality, and fraternity. Before the French Revolution, Britain also strived hard to get democratic values in their country. But slowly, by 18th and 19th century, the power of monarchy and feudal lords was reduced. If you think of United States of America, she got independence from England in 1776. The 13 colonies of England which were colonized by Britain were free. Many countries of Asia and Africa got independence from colonial rule after the Second World War, which ended in 1945. Many countries restored their rights to vote. For example, by 1803, New Zealand got the suffrage or voting right. Russia got this voting right by 1917. Germany in 1918. Britain in 1928. Sri Lanka in 1931. 1944 France. Japan in 1945. India in 1950 after the adoption of Indian Constitution. 1965 USA and 1994 South Africa. Myanmar became democratic country in 1948, but there was a military coup in 1962 and country remained under dictatorial rule for next 30 years. If you look at Pakistan and Bangladesh, they made transition from army to democracy in 1990s. In the beginning, they had army rule, but later on they transit to democracy by 1990s. In 1999, the situation once again reverted. General Pervez Musharraf brought back army rule in Pakistan. There was disintegration of Soviet Union in 1990s. Soviet Union or USSR was split into 15 republics. The governments in different countries regulate the internal affairs of the countries. But is there any organization which regulates the affairs in between the countries? Yes. In the world, there is international organization to regulate the functioning of the countries. It's UNO, United Nations Organization. This organization is responsible to maintain peace and security in the world, respect of human rights and fundamental freedom. It takes action against the erring nation. It was founded on 24th October 1945 at New York. Trygve Lie was its first Secretary General. At present, 193 member nations are there in UN. It functions through 6 organs, namely General Assembly. It is the meeting of all the 195 member nations. Security Council, which is the most powerful organ of UN. Trusteeship Council, Economic and Social Council, International Court of Justice, and UN Secretary. Besides this, UNO also have sub-branches like ILO, International Labour Organization, working for the welfare of labor community across the globe. Food and Agriculture Organization, FAO, UNESCO, United Nations Educational, Scientific and Cultural Organization, WHO, World Health Organization, World Trade Organization, WTO, World Bank, International Monetary Fund are other world institutions functions under UN. The Secretary General is head of UN. It have 5 permanent members and 10 non-permanent members. USA, France, Britain, Russia and China are permanent members of UN and enjoy veto power. Veto power is a special power, and this special power is vested in 5 nations which are the superpower nations of the world. In short, the most power remain with these 5 nations, and what they decide is final. Even if one of the permanent member deny or disagree on any issue, then that decision will remain pending. Thus, World Organization itself is not based on the principles of equality. In this situation, how can UN expect other countries of the world to practice democratic values? So that's all about the democracy in the contemporary world. We discuss the 2 case studies of Chile and Poland, and also we compared with the democracy in India from 1970s to 1990s. Same time, we also discuss the beginning of democracy in the world right from French Revolution in Britain, America and other parts of Asia and Africa. We also discuss there is a regulating institution in the world called UNO. This functions through several institutions and sub-institutions, and we also studied the functioning of all these institutions. So students, this is our lesson, the democracy in the contemporary world. So I hope you enjoyed learning this lesson. Thank you.